What's up guys, Taiki here, and in this video I'll be going over Parsiq, harness the power of real-time data. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's get started. So this is the goal of the channel. I look to invest in fundamentally sound projects that will accrue value over time. My greatest fear this cycle is to buy an altcoin, see it 3x, feel like a genius, sell it, and then watch it 10x right afterwards. And the way I avoid doing that is to really build conviction in the tokens I own. And by understanding the token and what makes it so valuable, I can hold through the massive swings in the crypto markets. As always, none of this is financial advice, and for full disclosure, I do own PRQ tokens. This is the brief overview of this video. I'll be going over what Parsiq is, introducing to something called the ParsiqBot, looking at use cases and tokenomics valuations, and then the summary of the video. So Parsiq allows you to monitor and analyze blockchain data. And it also allows for if X, then Y smart triggers that can activate events that DeFi participants and protocols can use. And if that goes over your head, don't worry. I'll be going over a few examples to really show you how powerful Parsiq is. So the first example is let's say you're tracking a whale, right? In this case, this is 0xB1, who's a pretty popular whale in the crypto Twitter community. And let's say you really respect this whale. He has a lot of money, right? And you think that this whale is usually very early in identifying smaller projects that really go up in price. So I want to create a token. I want to create a bot that will notify me every time this whale moves over 1 million coins. Sounds useful, right? I mean, it seems useful. And you can do this really easily with ParsiqBot. You can do this right now for free, actually. And it can allow you to create a Telegram bot that will instantly notify you when X happens, or X is programmable. So you go to parsiq.net, log in, click new project, and then you can create a smart trigger. So if this looks confusing, don't worry, there are YouTube tutorials online, but I'll walk you through step by step what's happening here. So I'm saying, notify me when this wallet address, right, this is 0xB1, moves an ERC20 token where the quantity is over 1 million coins, right? Pretty simple, right? And lo and behold, soon after I made this, it instantly notified me, here's a transfer, it just happened. And you can see that, this bot is just letting me know, whenever over 1 million coins move, it just notifies me. So 1 million USDC there, over 1 million alpha there. That's pretty cool. And you can imagine, you can use this for price alerts, notify me when Bitcoin hits 65K, or tracking specific coins. Let's say you're bullish alpha and you want to know when over 10 million alpha tokens move, because that's when a whale is making moves, right? And stuff like that. And you can start to see, well, even from a user's perspective, there's so much you can do with Parsiq with the if X, then Y smart triggers. But also, there are other really cool use cases with protocols. I'll be going over two here, where injective protocol and AAVE. So the first one, injective protocol, is a layer 2 DEX that allows for margin trading, derivatives, and futures. And PRQ allows you to create if X, then Y rules, such as if asset X, that sounded weird. If asset X falls below Z dollars, sell asset X for USDC. And if asset X hits price Z, trigger a take profit on X. And this seems really simple, right? It seems trivial. Of course, this is so, I don't want this. But it's really important because if you look at the status quo of decentralized exchanges, you can only do market orders, right? You can only market buy, you can only market sell, and sometimes a set limit buys depending on the protocol you choose. This means that every trade has to be done manually, and it's not automated. It's not as friendly as if you use Coinbase, you can set all these types of orders like stop limit, stop loss, and stuff like that. Whereas with these DEXs, you have to do everything manually. So let's say you're a trader. So this is a simple use case, and you think that this asset, whatever it is range bound. So you want to say, I want to set a limit buy order at $98 and take profit at 108. 108 is heavy resistance, 98 is heavy support. I just want to trade this range. And I want to set a stop loss here because if this asset hits $95, then my trade is wrong, and I just want to cut my losses. So though this seems really trivial, this is something that current DEXs cannot do. But with Parsiq's if X then Y smart triggers, DEXs can incorporate more trading options, right, that are more user friendly, and something that you can do on Fidelity, right, all those crazy trading options. Next, I'll be looking at the partnership with AAVE. As we all know, AAVE is the #1 borrowing and lending protocol, and with PRQ, they can create if X then Y rules, such as if my loan to value reaches X, deposit more assets Y to avoid liquidation. Or if lending rate for USDC reaches X%, deposit Y amount of USDC into AAVE. And you can see like how useful this might be, because right now you have to do all this manually. And notice I said can allow because these features are not available yet. What was announced are these like really simple notification tools, like notify me when someone deposits, withdraws, borrows, or repays. So I'm just speculating on the future use cases. But this Parsiq AAVE partnership was pretty recent, and I'm just speculating that, oh my god, like Parsiq's smart triggers, they can allow for so much things. And it's one of the reasons I think it's so undervalued by the market right now, because these partnerships and these crazy smart triggers are just being built out. And in terms of other partnerships, you see all these names here, including Solana and Binance Smart Chain, other layer ones. And this is important because for like a B2B protocol that is Parsiq, the competitive mode comes from all these partnerships. And Parsiq, how the Parsiq token accrues value is that businesses and protocols want to own PRQ because owning the token guarantee a discounted rate and higher execution limits. So it's sort of like a utility token like BNB and FTT, where if you want to use the protocol, you want to own PRQ tokens. And the majority of the revenue PRQ is going to generate is going to come from these businesses and enterprises. So these partnerships are really important, and you want to monitor. So if you're bullish PRQ, you want to monitor like all these partnerships that they're building out. And it seems like they're like announcing a partnership every other day. It's pretty crazy. So here's the valuation. It's currently around this price. And I think a lot of people, they fall into the trap of just looking at max supply, 500 million. Oh my God, that fully diluted market cap is so high. I can't 10x this. It's too much, right? But that's like a lazy way to think about it. If you actually look at what they did earlier this year, they actually rebalanced the PRQ token. So to go back, I'll tell you a little story. So in 2019, Parsiq raised 1.5 million euros in an IEO, initial exchange offering. So they allocated 250 million tokens for the IEO, but only around 100 million were sold. So I was thinking, okay, if that's the case, they're probably going to put 150 million right in the treasury to use for later. But no, they actually put the remaining 150 million tokens in a retention wallet, planning to burn it later, right? And the only reason that they're not burning it immediately is that they're worried about legal and like regulation uncertainty. But I've never seen this happen. Usually, like when they do when I see other protocols do something like this, they just put it in the treasury and be like, all right, that's more money for us. And also, if you look at like how the tokens are distributed, you want to make sure that the team doesn't own the majority of the tokens, because if the founding team members and investors hold a lot of tokens, they can just dump on your ass, right? Which I don't want. That's my greatest fear. But you can see that they say that because they didn't raise 250 million PRQ in the IEO, they actually cut the amount of tokens that the team and advisors hold. Like, what the hell? I've never seen this, which is like obviously good for us, right? Like good for the token holders because like there's just like less tokens for the team and advisors to sell. But it just shows to how dedicated and committed the team is to really see this project through. So this really builds confidence for me as a Parsiq token holder to really follow the project and be supportive. So instead of 500 million tokens for max supply, it's actually 310 million tokens, which is around like a 38% reduction if you think about it. And this is like the tiny, this is like the type of alpha that you can get by just digging deeper into projects and trying to do more fundamental research. And in terms of vesting, the team is gonna unlock 770,000 tokens in the next 2 years. So they're not gonna dump on you. So instead of like looking at this, if you do the math, it's something more like this: 310 million max supply, fully diluted value of $500 million with 33% of supply circulating. All right, so now you might be wondering, like, is this cheap? Is this expensive? Like, how am I supposed to know, right? And that's a good question. The way I usually try to value tokens is to look at comps, right? Like what are other data indexers being valued at? And the closest thing I think is the graph. And the graph is one of the top DeFi protocols that indexes past data from the blockchain. And they're like the Google of blockchain. And Parsiq is like real-time data from the blockchain. So they do kind of similar things, different use cases. But by looking at the graph's valuation, maybe we can extrapolate how much Parsiq should be valued. So we see that the graph here is the fourth largest DeFi protocol, looking at the fully diluted market cap. Right now, their market cap is 2 billion, and the fully diluted is 18 billion. Now, you can't just look at this and be like, oh my god, the graph is overvalued. And you can't be like, oh my god, Parsiq, it's getting 50x from here. No, you can't say that. I'm just saying that, I currently observe that the market is valuing a past data indexer protocol at this valuation. So who's to say Parsiq, a real-time data indexer, can't catch up to it? Are they going to be 5 bill, 10 bill, 20 bill, 30 bill, 3 bill? Not sure. But seems like half a billion, 500 million, seems like it's undervalued. And that's why I think I'm personally invested in this project. So, in summary, PRQ is a real-time data indexer that allows for if X then Y smart triggers. And they have partnerships with major DeFi DApps and layer ones. They have great tokenomics for a DeFi protocol. And I think to myself, if the graph deserves an 18 bill fully diluted value, what's to say PRQ can't go through a massive repricing event? The only downside that I see right now is that right now I can't really do anything with the token. So I'm just holding it in my wallet. I can provide liquidity on Uniswap with the PRQ ETH pool, but I don't really want to risk impermanence loss. So I was wondering what can I do with the token? But lo and behold, later this month they're supposedly gonna announce an IQ protocol where you can stake your PRQ and earn borrow and lending fees. So we see that the PRQ is a really undervalued token, in my opinion, by the standards that we went over in this video. And they're also allowing you to earn a yield through IQ protocol. And I think to myself, I'm in. Bought PRQ. Let's fucking go. So, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, I started a Discord channel and the link is in the description below. I'll be making a more in-depth video about it. But, if you want to join the community, talk to me, talk to the community, talk about projects that I'm invested in, let's join and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.